Hi, everybody. My name is Thomas Chase, and I'm a composer that loves intervals, and I use intervals in television and film and any kind of music that I write. I like to apply it to the guitar because I love the guitar. So I thought, okay, let me just throw something out there, and maybe it's a little information that'll help you come up with a new idea or so. So let's start with a very common interval, which is a fifth. And a lot of guitar players that I see today put two of these together, and they put it together like this. And that's a good sound. That's a very strong sound. And the reason it's a very strong sound is because the fifth is the second interval in the overtone series. The first is an octave and then the fifth. And so fifths are very strong because it's the bottom that holds everything. Now, the thing is, if I move the bottom note, this is a G, if I move it up to an A, and then this top note, I have an A, and I move it down to a G. Now I get this structure, keeping the middle note the same, see? And that's a little muddy, but that's a very strong comping interval too. It gives a lot of power. But now it's fourths. So what was 2/5 became 2/4. Okay, so that's one thing interesting for you to know, because when you do this, you have an outside interval. Outside interval means the note on the very top and the note on the very bottom. It's right here. I could play it here. Okay, and this interval is related to this. See? And I could play all three notes. That's just another fingering for this. The interesting thing is when I move these, that is now a tenth. Means it's 10 semitones from here to here. 10 semitones. And because I think in terms of intervals, a semitone is 1 to me. So this is 10. This is 10 ones. So here I have 7. That's 7 plus 7. Now this is 5 plus 5. So 7s plus 7s like 5 plus 5s. So if I have any kind of little melody line, I could go from 7 plus 7 to 5 plus 5. But I don't have to do the same notes. I could just go to that structure. And you can come up with some really pretty things. So also for single lines, wow. I mean, if you understand that these structures are related, you can play so if I'm in even a blues, and so this gives you different it gives you a bunch of different ways to go. And you're not really thinking about a chord or an arpeggiation. You're thinking about interval sets. And this can go you can get back, and it can be taken very far out and then come back in, and it'll sound good because the intervals are held together. 7s plus 7s and 5 plus 5s really like each other. And so that is a little introduction into interval theory. I will show you one thing. If I take this 7 plus 7 and drop the top note down to, and the bottom note up to 5 plus 5, I don't play the middle note now, just the interval, this outside interval, which is the 2 outside notes, okay? That is now a 10. And 10s like to resolve. And here's how they like to resolve. And it's an easy way to resolve. I'm not thinking of a 5 chord. It could be if you want to do that, but I'm just thinking of 10s. So 10s like to resolve. So 10s are the same as 14, because if I take this, 7 plus 7, that's 14, right? That's the same as this. This resolves to this. And this resolves the same way. And if you put 10s and understand the nature of a 10 interval, and you understand that it's dominant, you'll have so much fun. And you can write it. The best studying you can do is learn a few Baroque pieces, because Bach used 10s and their resolution all the time. And so that's your little fun little thing today, is just this is great. Just practice lines. And if you start with a G, that's a G7, it'll all play great against that. It'll give you some interesting notes as well, because if you're playing these guys, this note, that's a C, and in a G7th, that wants to go there. So you can add notes to it. You know, you don't have to go. And have a little bit of fun. And your lines will sound, I think, pretty hip if you do it this way. That's it.